Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Project Zomboid, looking very different now than previously, because finally I can relax a little bit and, well, take a walk through our house now, and behold, cleaned it all up, it's all nice. I know I've showcased this previously, at least I think I did, but anyways, yeah, I've also organized a little bit. Now there's, Jesus, I'm so sorry about that. I just started coughing like, I don't know, I had the plague or something. I'm not sick, I'm fine. It just, I don't know, it just happened. That was very weird. Anyways, got myself some water, which I think was probably a root cause of it. Hydrate yourselves, people, and all that. Speaking of, there we go. Right, role-playing and all that. I did some exercising, I think, which is why I have some exercise fatigue. That's the only reason for the pain, moodlet. Feeling a little sad and a little bit bored, which we're going to try and fix right now, and a little bit peckish. I've put some more food in here, which I think I scavenged from one of the, what the hell, from one of the houses nearby. And off camera, I've also built a little bit of the wall, but other than that, I haven't done much else. Today, I think, what I'm going to do is, well, actually, I should probably go and get the backpack. I'm not going to wear all the other stuff, because I'm not exactly going to go anywhere. But I'm going to get the backpack, and the idea is that I can, with the reduced weight and all that, go and grab myself a table. Yeah, I know how that sounds. Actually, 2 tables for over here. I want 2 tables over here, and then I want, probably if I can get some, I don't know, like, pots, pans, stuff like that from the nearby houses, that'd be lovely. If I can't get them, it's fine, no big deal. There's, you know, we can always go further out to try and find some. I really dislike that I just got a lag spike in the middle of trying to fight something. But yeah, anyways, I think I just looted like this building and this building, or partially, not even fully looted them. It's just, yeah. Anyways, here we are on the map, so it's time to, first and foremost, mark this. That's my house. And the idea is to wall it off pretty much like so, and like so, which I will do eventually. I believe I read the carpentry book, which I found. I found a carpentry book. Yes, now I have a boost to level 6. I need carpentry around, is it level 6 exactly? I think it is. I know how to check. It's stairs, right? Yeah, I need carpentry up to level 6, which I can also work on by going into places like these, and that, for example, is exactly what I need. So I'm going to try and pick up this table. And actually, I think I can fit it in my backpack. How a full-size table fits in a backpack, I can't rightly tell you right now, okay? I will admit this is not exactly something I am able to tell you right now. However, it does. And honestly, that's all that matters. So another thing is that I have a saucepan. Mind you, this one's with water. Fair enough, right? But it is a saucepan. And I also have a mug. And then there is a kitchen knife too, which I will get one of. I mean, even though I usually have plenty of knives around, wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to have one of those. And then everything else I think is fine where it is. I would also like to check, yeah, for example, the magazine and the portable disc player. I'll grab that too. Basically, I want to mark this house off as, like, barren, right? If that makes any sense, as, like, completely useless to me. And the only way to do that is to grab everything that's of any potential value from said house. Okay, leather gloves. I think I already have some leather gloves, but they might be dirty. Or, no, I took them off, didn't I? Yeah, I took them off. Well, that's fine, I suppose. The t-shirt, I think I can wear because this one's dirty. Although not really. So, yeah, never mind. One of the biggest problems I have right now is that all the dirt on my clothing, which isn't too detrimental. If we're gonna be honest, ever. It's just not something that's detrimental to anything. Replace my trousers with this, because they are padded and they will provide a little bit of protection if nothing, and they are clean. Like I said, it's not detrimental, it's mostly for role-playing purposes that I'm doing this. I just want to make that clear. Shetty, yes please. Always useful. It's mostly for role-playing purposes that I'm doing this. I don't really need to replace any of my clothing, except for damaged stuff, which I do have some of. But yeah, it's mostly for role-playing. I also really would like to get a well, so that then I could, whatchamacallit. Oh, there's a shed back there. I don't think I checked. I mean, you don't want to be wearing stuff that's been soaked in blood for like a week, right? That's you really, really don't want to be wearing that. Not just for health concerns, but for general sanity, I would say, is also one of the reasons, right? I mean, you really don't want to be wearing that, so, yeah. I'm going to grab this gas can, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put it, and what I'm going to do with it, but it is full. Even says gas on the side. It's a remarkably high-quality item, considering it's just a box, and you can get away with certain things on it, let's just say, or with it, rather. One of the options, as I have a sip of coffee, one of the options is to try and repair one of these two bikes and try and ride them. How possible is it to do something like that? Like, this bike seems relatively fine. Add gasoline to it. I can always remove the gasoline and add it into this bike as well later if I'm making a mistake, but I don't think I am. And then vehicle mechanics. Let's see what it says. Also, one of the beautiful things about bikes, if I haven't mentioned it previously, yeah, this is not a great bike. Is it this one that was the good one? One of the beautiful things about bikes, they have very few moving parts, or in general, very few parts to begin with, right? Yeah, I kind of made a mistake on pouring all the gasoline into that one, but that's fine. I don't want to think about that right now. I'm very far away from actually being able to use a gas can to put gas into anything that's not a generator, so yeah. I was going to put that over there, and I have a couple of other things to sort out in the house. Ooh, that's a good point. I need another bookshelf, don't I? I do, and I know where to grab it, but obviously I can do that after the table has been placed. I should probably take like a piece of paper or something, just to keep track of everything that I want to do, because there's a lot of things, and I get the feeling that I'm not really focusing as much as I should be, you know? And so, yeah. Probably something I might want to consider working on in the future, but anywho. I'm gonna drop the... Oh, I can't, it's full. Right, yeah, okay. Then I wonder, can I place it, or do I need to pick one up? No, I need to pick one up into the main inventory, and then I can place it, right? Yep, there we go. And that's pretty much exactly how and where I want it. That's table number 1. And then if I can get another table that's exactly the same as this one, that would be lovely. So this table is it because of the window? Yeah, I think it's because of the window that's letting me do that. Sort of lean on top of it, or you can imagine me doing that if nothing else. Okay, AAC Honey Badger. Just to make sure that the table works. That's getting placed right there. Lovely, it works. So, here's what I want to do. I want to make these 2 tables sort of the war room, if that makes any sense, right? I want to make them... is this in 556? Yes, it is. You glorious thing, just like mine. Well, mine's a bit longer. About 20 inches or so, but... I am talking about the gun. Get your minds out of the gutter. Anyways, as I was saying... What I want to do is I want to make this like the war table, if that makes any sense. Basically, stuff that I don't want to keep on me and I don't want to wear all the time, like plate carriers, helmets, rifles, stuff like that. Like, you know, stuff that's ludicrously heavy and stuff that I don't need to be lugging around while I'm, I don't know, washing the house or making dinner or stuff like that, but stuff that I want to put on and wear when I'm going outside to scavenge, when I'm going to fight large groups of enemies, etc., etc. So, stuff that I don't need in the safety... Correction. Stuff that I don't need in the relative safety of my home. Yeah? And I think that makes sense a lot to do stuff like this. So, I'm going to put 2 rifles down, obviously. The loud and the silent one. It's going to go right there. Oh, I wish I could zoom in some more, actually. Can I? No, that lets me zoom out. I can't zoom in anymore. Okay. Disable those zoom levels for performance. Okay, you know, fine, never mind. I wish I could zoom in more on it to get it, you know, appreciate its beauty a bit more, but I guess it is in a gun safe to my right, so I can do that kind of in real life, so I don't really need to do it in game, I suppose, and I don't need to nerd and gun nut all over it. For no apparent reason. Oh, that's some lovely coffee. Okay. Get the other stuff too. Well, the Bulletproof Vest I wanted to get rid of entirely, right? Because it has 2 holes in it. I wanted to get a new one, and I will. So I'm just going to get rid of it in its entirety. This I'm also going to get rid of because I have leather gloves already. And then it's just these things. So that's where I can collect the war stuff. Like with the bullet bandolier and such. Like I said, it makes a lot more sense to start role-playing now that I have a home and I now have the ability to do it, right? So I can now do things like this without having to, you know, sacrifice my odds of survival, any. And then, yeah, I think that just makes a lot of sense. I'm also not wearing this for some reason. Yeah, I want to start wearing that, potentially. And we can also... Oh, do magazines not have a... They do, it was just bugged. Okay. There you go, let's put the magazines down there too. And then we have the pencils, the torch is useful. This thing, not so much. So I'm going to put the light in, or actually, could I not remove upgrade? Can I not put this on the Glock? Yes, I can. And now it's full, so I can do this. Second interruption of the episode. Let's see how many there'll be. Where was I? So, yeah, now it's full. And I can actually... what was the button? No, I know it wasn't F. I thought it was L, but apparently it's not. This is the skill. There was a button for it. Oh, for crying out loud. Key bindings. Arsenal. Right control. There we go. Now have a light on the handgun. Beautiful. And the silencer. All that's lacking, I think, is the ammunition for it, right? 45 ACP. Yeah. At least I have a magazine for it, so there's something, yeah? Okay, good. Where does that leave me? In terms of, well, everything. Want to get the katana? Oh, do I want to get the katana? Because if I'm going to use a rifle, I can't use the katana, right? Yeah, that's true. I'm going to use a spear, so yeah, I guess I'm going to just put a machete down instead. Although, who says it has to be an exclusive sort of thing? Give me my sword. Right, there we go. I know this is not the proper way to display it, and so on and so forth. I'm not displaying it, it's there to be used. Okay. So, with that done, I think I can now go over here and start disassembling furniture. Apart from the bookcase. Jesus. Keep coughing. Drop that down, and I should be able to pick it up, right? Yes, white fancy shelves, sure. Give. Hopefully. Yay, we have it. Okay. Now, quickly rush over to my house and put it down and before my spine breaks. Which is a very real concern. Actually, is it? There we go. I'm going to do it like that. I think someone tested it out and proved that you can't die from being over-encumbered. Although I'm not 100% sure. I think that's how it works. I think someone tested and they proved that it just gets you down to a certain percentage of your health and then it stays there. It doesn't actually kill you, ever. Which, you know, certainly is good to know, I suppose. Although you really don't want to stay at such low health for extended periods of time for obvious reasons, but you know. Okay, I am going to grab these 45 ACP rounds because I think I should be able to load this magazine now. Yes? Yes, I should. And granted, I don't expect 13 rounds to save me in really any situation that I'm ever going to be in. But, you know, they're there, might as well use them sort of thing. Couple of spare bullets just in case. Okay, by the way, look at the amount of keys I have. It's one of those things where, you know, I'm willing to forego realism and suspend my disbelief that I'm carrying 7,000 different keys in my backpack. Or in my pockets, not even my backpack, right? Yeah. Anyways, I think that's about it. Now I can go and start disassembling furniture over here and start building the walls, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on for, well, I don't know, probably a little while now. I have all the tools on me and stuff, and a relatively empty backpack, so I'm in a great spot to start, you know, just disassembling everything, leveling up carpentry, and finishing the wall around the house. Well, finishing. I'm not going to finish it in a long while, probably, but, you know, getting it built. And I don't think I showed this. Maybe I did, but I didn't exactly verbalize it, but I do want to show it. To get the wall that I want, which is the nice-looking one, you need 2 planks and level 7 carpentry. So I don't want this crookedy looking one. Everything in the world is decrepit and crooked looking. I want my house and my base to stand out a little bit and look, you know, new, fresh, and all that good stuff. So yeah. Anyways, the area is fairly quiet, which is a good thing. And for the next, oh, I don't know, hour, 2 hours or so, I'm just going to be disassembling furniture around the house and around this house and around the neighborhood, probably. And obviously, if something interesting happens, I will let you know, but I will not torture you to sit through all of this with me, because there's no real reason, and I'm going to try and strive at least towards some kind of balance of doing the non-combat related stuff, like the base building, the organizing, and those more RP sort of moments of, you know, sitting down for breakfast, showering, stuff like that. Obviously, I can't shower, I don't have a source of running water, which is probably going to be the number one priority to find from now on. But yeah, like, you know, stuff like that, where I do the sort of mundane day-to-day tasks of survival on camera, and I do the scavenging and the adventuring on camera as well, and just sort of try and get a little bit of a balance of a little bit of everything, I think. Because, you know, really doesn't make sense to me to just record the killing of zombies and looting and stuff, because it's not, it's half of the game, right? It really is just probably exactly half of the game, and I would love to show you the other half, which I haven't had the opportunity to show yet. So anyways, tell me what you think about that, and I will see you in probably a couple of hours when I'm done with disassembling and turning this place into, you know, a shell of its former self. All for the greater good, of course. Okay, so, as you can probably tell, I've done a little bit more of construction work. I have the, what are these technically called? I don't have the equipment on me, but it should be, like the skeleton of the walls, right? The supports, the wall frames, or whatever you want to. I'm not sure what they're exactly called, which is interesting considering I've built like 100 of them or so. I don't know what it does. All I know is the sound it makes when it stops a zombie, I guess, or something along those lines. Anyways, yeah, so I've done a little bit more construction. I've completed the skeleton, if you will, of the wall over here, and I've gotten my whatchamacallit, carpentry up to level 6, which means I can now start building these up. Well, I can't yet, but relatively soon I'll be able to start building these up, and we can, you know, have some relative safety for once. That said, though, I realize there is a problem. I've gone through some of my food and some of my water reserves already, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. Water, more or less, I need to lower down the audio on my end a little bit. Water, more or less, it's not the end of the world. This house is, well, I don't think it qualifies as a house anymore, but yeah, it's not great, let's just say. I don't want to go through all of that forestry to get to that place. I'm just going to leave it for now. Anyways, so yeah, the idea is, it's like I knew there was some in there. Come on. tell you what, the more of them I kill now, the safer my neighborhood is in the long run. So I now actually have an incentive to seek them out and try and kill as many as I can. But, as I was saying, it's a bit of a problem. Water, more or less so. I can get a water collection thing relatively easily. I'm going to have to do a little bit of looking around, but I can get one. And I know I can build one now, but, you know, it's not ideal. Let's try and... Oof, that is neat. I wanted to try the katana out a little bit. There'll be time for that later, I suppose. Anyways, let's go loot this house now. I'm looking for garbage cans and bins and stuff like that. Those large rubbish containers and so on and so forth, because they have garbage bags in them, and that's what I need to collect water. Hopefully I'll clean them first somehow. Supposedly with the water that I collect, I could clean them. That's also an option of sorts, I suppose, if not a little bit backwards, but still. And then, other than that, obviously, I would very much like to get some books, apparently. Yeah, not exactly how I wanted to end that sentence, but sure. Books would be nice. Food. Food is the main thing I need. Food, water, cooking utensils and stuff like that would also be nice. But food and cans of food, specifically, stuff that's non-perishable, that would be lovely. These things too. I mean, look at that. Full kitchen. That's exactly what I need. Not the rotten stuff, but this is good. Okay, I have no idea where that banging on the door is happening, which is a bit worrisome. Not a lot, but a bit. Okay, well, it's not here. Learned that much. And then, yeah, obviously there's a couple of other smaller things I would like. Some extra clothing to replace some of the stuff that I've lost to both the elements and the undead. Like another bulletproof vest would be nice. A bandage or two, sure. That would be nice to collect. And very important, a sheet of paper. Is that another one of those things where you just read it and you didn't mean to say it? No, I genuinely mean this. A sheet of paper, which I will rename to to-do list. And it is genuinely very, very useful because I keep getting distracted and I need a to-do list for the stuff that I want to do and the stuff that I need to focus on. So that's actually very important. I didn't even realize there was a door there for the longest time. Yeah, alright. Shall we head down there, or, yeah, I think so. And so, I'm not going to write down anything yet, I'm going to just memorize the things that I need, well, at least the most useful things that I need. I will, however, cross this off the list, and then I suppose I could go down here to this house and cross it off the list too, knowing full well that there is absolutely nothing in there that I need. Took virtually everything and anything that's of any use. Of course, I don't have a crowbar anymore. Need to rely on windows and stuff, which is probably a mistake. I should have taken a crowbar with me, but what the hell. Now, I'm getting a tad weepy, apparently. Unfortunate. But I haven't exactly had a a lot of cause for happiness recently, so, you know, that's understandable, I guess. I mean, you could always argue that, yeah, you did. You've done lots of things. You've established a home, collecting food, and a good bit of food at that as well, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's true, but I think this refers to more like the base human needs for happiness, something like entertainment more so than anything else. I'm gonna grab both of these, actually. 2 cooking pots. I know it's a lot, but I have a ridiculously massive backpack. An overpowered one, dare I use the word. And that's gonna allow me to basically linger in places like these for a lot longer than I would be able to with any other backpack. Well, not a lot longer. It's not much better than the military backpack, but, still. A jacket. That's interesting. It reduces the run speed, though, and I'm not a huge fan of that unless it's, like, actual bulletproof vest and stuff like that, so, eh. Hiking bag. You can actually use those. You can take a hiking bag, for example, in your secondary slot, and then put a backpack on your back, and you have basically 2 backpacks you're running around with. Which I know a lot of people do, and I know that's useful, but it feels a bit, I don't know, silly, I guess, in some sense. But it's like it's a bit much. Like it feels too gamey, is what I'm saying. Even though, yes, I understand you could full well carry 2 backpacks like that in real life, but the way it's done in the game is like you can't carry all that stuff in a bag because it's too heavy, but you can if you put it in a backpack because it reduces weight of everything. Way too much stuff to be lugging around. And instead, like a huge backpack like this is kind of like a sort of like a middle ground where, yeah, I'm carrying a ridiculous amount of stuff that's unrealistic, but not as unrealistic as the amount of stuff I could carry or I could lug around with 2 backpacks. So, it's kind of like in terms of immersion and realism, kind of like a middle ground between this and just using small backpacks and not carrying a lot, or using a different inventory system, which is also an option for those that want to do something like that. There's even an inventory Tetris mod. You need to place all the stuff in a grid-style inventory, which I'm not entirely opposed to. I've tried it out. I just think it gives you too few spots to carry stuff around. I feel like in real life I can carry more stuff than what I can in the game, and that's, well, now that's a different problem altogether, isn't it? Anywho, don't want to get too far away from the house, but I do want to explore a little bit. The medical office isn't going to be particularly important. These garbage bags, though, are going to be vital, and in fact, 4 garbage bags. Food. Everything else is, like, not that important for now. Yes, I need books. Yes, I need kitchen utensils and stuff like that. Okay. I think it's the right time of day to be pulling the sword out. Kind of the whole reason I brought this weapon with me. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Okay, tell you what, I'm gonna pause here really quickly and contemplate how to deal with that next batch of undead from over there, and also check the map. These are those two rooms. I need to loot that one, and then the ones around there, obviously, and up there. Alright, well, we have our objectives laid out very neatly in front of us for next time. I'm also going to put something, if I remember, something super important in the to-do list, but I don't think I have much. In fact, let me... Nah, I can use it. I can do it with a machete. Kukuri, technically, which I would argue is a kind of machete more so than a sword, although I think technically it's classified as a short sword. It looks a lot like Zephos? Something like that. It's a Greek sword. Although I could be mistaken on that. I don't. It's been a while. I used to be really into swords. I've forgotten a lot of stuff that I knew about them though. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Until then, please remember to like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the rest of the content that I've juiced on the channel. Really helps out a ton, and until then, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.